is we're going to talk a lot about something in your school called a C.A.R.E room.
Yes.
I have been piloting this for like 6 or 7 years, and now working in Jordan's district, and they have them in multiple buildings, and we're going to go into great detail. But essentially it stands for Connecting and Recovery Environment. And in that C.A.R.E room, it's essentially saying emotions have purpose.
Right.
And there is, in this school, you don't have to pretend that you're not mad. Now, you don't have a license to go around throwing things and acting a fool and missing out of class. So in my mind, it is a space and a place that is very similar to a reading recovery room. So you go there because you need to actually accelerate your reading skills because you're behind in them. So if I'm a fifth grader and I'm reading at a second grade level, I don't need to remediate my reading. I actually need to work one-on-one with someone so that I can make ground faster. So when I come to school and I have had repeat offenses of behaviors, and I perhaps have experienced an environment in my home where nobody also knew that emotions were really important and that they had a purpose and that they were teaching us something and that they were constantly talking to us. Really, the transformation was that it went from this I.S.S. room where kids went and sat in isolation to a teaching a room where, you know, it looks like a classroom. No one feels ashamed when they go in there. And so when you don't feel ashamed when you have anger, then it changes the inside talk that you have inside your head. So if you had anger and you're sent to a space in your house, like go to your room, you're out of here, and then you are going to associate that upset feeling inside with I'm bad, I'm sitting in here in isolation, no one will speak to me, no one will talk to me. Versus when you go into this space and place in this C.A.R.E room in this school, and this room, you guys, it is lit in quiet light with music on. There are just resources everywhere to regulate, to work on, and we're going to talk a lot about that in the next segment about self-regulation. But one of the things that I've seen happen when I get to visit your school is that you've decided to kind of preempt. So when you have kids who you know have a lot of big emotions, you say, I don't think we're going to wait for that explosion to happen. It's pretty common that this happens on a regular basis, so this kid doesn't have to earn time in this room. Like, they don't have to get bucks, they don't have to, you know, sit quietly for this many minutes. You have just decided that at this time, we're going to take this child in, and guess what? Someone is going to be in that room and do just what you did in the office.
Yes, absolutely.
But the message to the child is so different because they didn't have to get kicked out. If you want to come in and put your emotions into practice, do something with them instead of just holding them inside and then waiting for the volcano of explosion.
Our weighted slam balls become popular lately.
Is that right?
Yes.
Talk to me about that. Like,
so just some kids that just need that physical movement of just really being able to slam it down, and just I can move quickly and do something, we'll say violent first, but violent, and it's a safe thing for me to do, and that helps me get that
release.
Get that energy out. And from the administrative side, I felt early on I was a fireman, right? So I'm running around the school with my fire extinguisher. When something is aflit, I put it out, right? And I got really good at a fire extinguisher. And one thing I started to work on is like, you know what? How about you put some smoke detectors in? And that's what we do with our kids, is having those smoke detectors and say, hey, we know that there's a chance that there might be a fire here. How about we get ahead of it?
Am I willing to see behavior as a message? And that instead of eliminating their behavior, we have to see the message that they're trying to give us.